We stare into glittering islands, thinking we know the shape, while the true architecture waits in shadow, beyond sight. What if most of existence never glows, yet sculpts every orbit, every cluster, every filament of the cosmic web? Beneath galaxies lies a hidden lattice, gathering matter like rivers gather rain, deciding where light is born and denied. There is the pressure of emptiness, a quiet insistence that space should grow, faster today than yesterday, faster tomorrow. Ghost particles pass through worlds as if we were mist, whispering news from violent stars in the birthplaces of elements. Even space can sing, not with light, but with ripples that carry memories of dark collisions long after light has died. To meet the unseen, we build new senses, machines that hear gravity, taste neutrinos, and map shadows with bent starlight. This is the story of what the universe keeps, and how patiently we learn to ask the right questions of the dark. Where gravity bends light into arcs, we trace hidden mass, measuring the unseeable by the curves it writes in the sky. Step beyond the glow we know. Learn to see with instruments, with inference, with wonder. The dark speaks and we listen. Our eyes trust the glowing river of the Milky Way, a silver band convincing us we're seeing the whole truth of the cosmos, yet it is only the opening verse. We marvel at cities of suns, clusters, and nebulae, believing the painted canvas ends where the light runs dry, unaware of the vast corridors beyond. Yet behind the colors and the flame, gravity answers to something quieter. An unseen mass that refuses the vanity of shining, yet shapes all we know. Galaxy clusters should drift apart under what we can see, but they hold, bound by a deeper anchor that light won't reveal, a tether older than stars. Measurements show light tells only part of the story, the rest paid for by the invisible's persistent gravity, a hidden debt written into space itself. In vast halos around galaxies, an unseen sphere cradles the disk, holding it in motion against expectation and the pull of visible matter. Stars far from galactic centers should slow, yet they keep their pace, tracing the edge of mass that will never glow but holds their paths in silence. Even the first light of the cosmos carries hints of the hidden, tiny ripples that became the skeleton for galaxies to grow the blueprint of creation. Small companions swarm giant hosts, following curved paths drawn by halos of matter light cannot betray, as if obeying a secret celestial map. In the great empty regions, the lack of galaxies speaks loudly, showing where the hidden scaffolding knots most loosely, leaving cosmic deserts behind. We cling to brightness, yet the universe owes no loyalty to the visible. Reality is richer than light itself, fuller than any colors we imagine. Let's set aside what dazzles and learn the language of absence, curvature, and echo, the ways the invisible leaves its signature behind. From clouds to star cities, light tells only half the tale. The unseen shapes the rest in silence, weaving gravity's patient thread. Perfect circles of lensed light reveal hidden mass, gravity's magnifying glass, polishing what lies behind into a ghostly, beautiful truth. Our instruments orbit above, gathering the patient testimony of the dark, turning it into signals our eyes can't hear, but our minds can see. We began with patience, tracing seasons into arcs. Learning time itself is a lens for the unseen, bending truth toward our waiting eyes. Beyond vision's rainbow, other tongues speak: radio, infrared, X-ray, gamma, each revealing what light conceals, each a new dialect of truth. Giants of the galaxy glitter, but their grace depends on a quiet empire that refuses to be seen yet writes the laws they cannot escape. Between galaxies flows an invisible sea, steered by unseen shores along gravity's greater map, shaping tides of cosmic history. Brightness can lie. A single point may weigh far more than light would have us believe, a secret kept in the ledger of the dark. Light carries the weight of the cosmos in its path. By tracing the arcs it bends into, we read mass written on space itself. Like glass, with no surface revealing the invisible that surrounds it. Beyond perfect rings, there's a softer signal, tiny stretches shared by countless galaxies. Together they hint at unseen threads, halos, and filaments, gently tugging on light across the deep. In a cosmic collision, gas halts and glows, while the hidden mass moves straight through. That gap sketches the invisible cleanly like a secret drawing bleeding through the paper's surface. Stars at a galaxy's edge keep pace with those near its heart. That steady spin is a song dark matter conducts quietly, holding the rhythm of every galaxy we've ever mapped. We assemble the sky tile by tile, each survey adding depth. When stitched together, a hidden weight emerges, bending background light into a map of the structures pulling from afar. Modeling a lens means unwarping the view until the true shape appears. Each adjustment brings the hidden closer, as gravity's handwriting resolves into a clear signature. Two images of one quasar flicker in turn, one always late. The lag is set by the extra distance its light has traveled, guided along a longer road by gravity itself. Galaxies gather where filaments meet, carried along by invisible rivers of matter. These glowing strands feed clusters like cities built at the joining of ancient waterways. Galaxies live inside dark halos like lanterns in clouded glass. The way they're scattered tells us the quiet rules shaping where the universe builds its homes. We pair what the eye sees with what lensing reveals. Slowly, a sharper pattern emerges from the noise, a picture forming where two perspectives meet. Massive halos sprawl, smaller ones tighten, each shaped by cosmic history. Together they follow a quiet rule written over billions of years in the dark. Even emptiness leaves a mark. In cosmic voids, a faint tug from what's missing bends the light, shaping it as surely as the crowded places do. The oldest light is bent too, its delicate texture smudged by later structures, letting us weigh the intervening universe in silhouette. From tiny shears and bright arcs, we rebuild the hidden mountain ranges, counting every invisible peak of mass that never shines. Simulations show how cold matter clumps and merges, how substructure persists inside giants, revealing the architecture of halos. Mapping the dark demands humility. Stacked structures can pretend to be one unless we untangle their distances with care. We calibrate our rulers, catching the small biases that creep in, ensuring our inferences remain aligned with the truth. From photons to catalogs to mass maps, the survey pipeline is a quiet river, refining the signal while discarding the noise. When independent methods converge, doubt gives way to precision, and precision, tested and retested, matures into hard-won knowledge etched deeply into our understanding of the cosmos. The map is not the territory, but it is a start, a lantern held high enough that even the shadows begin to take form. Galaxies drift apart faster and faster, as though the void itself longs for more of its own emptiness with every passing day. Candles that never cheat, brilliant type Ia supernovae, reveal exactly how quickly the vast room of space is stretching outward. The Hubble plot bends where a straight line should run, marking a hidden pressure that quietly resists gravity's pull. Perhaps the vacuum itself is to blame, a restless fabric whose tiny energy adds a constant push to the unfolding cosmos. We ask how stiff this energy is. A single value, W, tells whether it behaves like a true cosmological constant. In the galaxy pattern, an ancient sound ripple set a standard length, a ruler carved into the early universe itself. The first light's peaks and troughs hold the recipe of the cosmos and the story of its long, unfolding expansion. Or maybe gravity itself needs a rewrite, a subtle change in its law that could mimic the push we see in empty space. Some imagine a thin, evolving field spread everywhere, its slow drift altering the rate of expansion over cosmic ages. Step by step, from nearby yardsticks to distant beacons, we build a careful ladder reaching toward the edge of time. Different rulers still disagree, a quiet tension that drives us to recheck every method and every assumption. Here, expansion means space itself is growing, stretching distances between galaxies that never fired an engine. Plot the size of the universe and the curve lifts upward, a late time quickening we have yet to fully explain. Everywhere, the same effect. More room, more quickly, as though the void were slowly learning to breathe deeper. We'll answer with sharper maps, better distances, and nights measured carefully against all our hidden biases. Gravitational waves bring new rulers, standard sirens carrying distances written in the shape of their ripples. With each survey, the fog thins, the corridor narrows, until one clear answer remains to fit the universe we see. Two numbers may solve the puzzle, showing if dark energy's pressure is constant or whispers of a changing force. The simplest answer may win, a constant term, small yet sovereign, woven into space from the universe's birth. Neutrinos slip through walls and worlds in endless torrents, barely noticing matter, save for the rare, precious handshake we fight to record. From deep within our sun, they escape in moments, carrying news from realms where light must struggle for 100,000 years. In collapsing stars, a flood of neutrinos steals most of the energy, a silent thunder shaping the violence we see. Beneath Antarctic ice, strings of glass eyes wait in ancient darkness for a fleeting sign of the universe passing through. In vast underground halls, blue rings of Cherenkov light bloom when a ghost particle finally chooses to touch. They change identity mid-journey, a quantum dance revealing they have mass, light enough to fly, yet not weightless. Each energy they carry is a fingerprint of the fusion furnace, testing our models at nearly the speed of light. Far across the galaxy, monstrous engines hurl them toward us, guiding our gaze where photons alone deceive. Even Earth turns transparent to them, allowing us to weigh its heart without touching a single stone. Some meet whole nuclei in gentle, measurable nudges, signals now caught by the quietest instruments we've built. Our own reactors spill antineutrinos, letting us probe their nature with close, controllable beams. When a nearby star dies, they will reach us first, a whisper heard across a planet-wide net of watchful ears. We still seek the map of their masses, the hierarchy that shapes how flavors trade faces in flight. Perhaps they lean toward matter over antimatter, a bias that once allowed something to remain instead of nothing at all. Extracting their whispers demands shielding, patience, and statistics fine enough to pull truth from noise. They departed the young universe early, carrying records from when cosmic structure had yet to settle. A frozen ocean of ancient neutrinos likely fills all space, too cold to touch, yet woven into the cosmos's hidden ledger. Alongside light and gravity's waves, they complete the message, each one speaking words the others cannot. From quiet mountain nights, torrents still pass through us every heartbeat. In their woven paths and sudden bursts, we find proof that the invisible is not absence, but presence traced in the rarest signs. When massive bodies dance, space-time flexes, sending waves that carry away energy and a memory of the steps. We don't see these waves, we feel them as stretches and squeezes, distances changing by less than a proton's width. Our detectors are rulers made of light, comparing two paths so precisely that even space-time's breath shifts the pattern. A typical song rises, and in spirals tempo quickens, the merger crashes, and the ring-down fades like a struck bell. With neutron stars, the waves carry a signature of matter itself. How stiff, how strange, how close to collapsing into a horizon. Sometimes messages arrive together. A gravitational chime, a flash of light, perhaps even neutrinos, each confirming the other's story. On grander scales, we listen to a background hum by timing the lighthouse beats of pulsars across the galaxy. A chorus of distant mergers makes a fog of waves, a statistical music that says many rather than this one. We even test for stranger causes, scars from early physics that might have left a permanent wrinkle in space-time. With multiple detectors, we locate the source on the sky, turning a vibration into a place we can also search with light. Template overlays data, residuals shrink. These ripples don't fade quickly. They carry their story across billions of light years, unchanged in shape, until they brush past our tiny, waiting instruments. In the silence of these long corridors, laser beams race back and forth, their interference patterns holding the signature of passing waves. Spread across continents, detectors like Virgo listen in concert, comparing notes to separate real signals from the Earth's own tremors. In simulations, we compress millions of years into seconds, watching gravity's most extreme embrace and the powerful waves it releases. Every detection carries a timeline, A rising frequency, a peak, and a fade. A cosmic chord played once and heard here on Earth. The wavefront reaches one observatory, then another, then the next. A staggered greeting that tells us where it came from. When neutron stars merge, the fireworks are both visible and invisible, gold and platinum in the debris, ripples in the fabric itself. Astronomers learn to read these waves like a new sheet of music, each curve a clue to mass, distance, and history. To hear what light can express, we've lifted mirrors above the blur of air, letting them drink in starlight and shadow without pause or interference. On Earth's highest peaks, steel and glass turn with the sky, their optics tuned to chase signals fainter than a whisper carried on the wind. Beneath rock and silence, detectors wait for particles that ignore all matter, catching rare sparks in a vast sea of stillness. With light as our ruler, we measure distortions in space-time smaller than the width of an atom itself. Radio ears spread wide across desert plains, tuned to catch the long, low murmurs of the distant cosmos. Some eyes are tuned for violence, X-ray optics drinking in the ghosts left behind by explosions and collisions. In ancient ice, we string pearls of glass to hear particles from the farthest and most violent engines in the universe. By combining beams from telescopes far apart, we sharpen our vision beyond the reach of any single mirror ever built. In orbit, detectors catch photons so energetic they cannot be bent by lenses, mapping the universe's most extreme outbursts. Even the sea becomes an observatory, its depths shielding us from the noise of the surface world above. Precision begins in rooms cleaner than a surgeon's theater, where the faintest heat or dust could blind the signal. Sometimes we lift our instruments just high enough to escape most of the atmosphere, riding gently on the edge of space. Vast arrays like the square kilometer array will form a sky-sized mirror to capture the longest cosmic waves. Infrared eyes watch the cold, dusty corners of the cosmos, peering back toward the very first galaxies. Going underground silences the Earth's restless noise, letting our rulers of light stretch farther without disturbance. Spectrographs split light into its native tongue, lines and colors revealing composition, motion, and deep history. Across the globe, instruments trade notes in real time, turning single sightings into knowledge shared worldwide. In a sea of noise, a single sharp spike may carry a message that has traveled from the deep past to reach us. One day we may build it on the moon, where no air or weather can interfere, giving us a permanent ear to the cosmos. These are the senses we've built, to touch the untouchable, to see the invisible, and to hear the silence itself. Before the first light breaks, form already exists, a quiet scaffold shaping where dawn will gather and where shadows will linger. What shines is only an accent. The deeper sentence is written by unseen mass, the grammar of gravity guiding every point of light. Cosmic filaments draw galaxies together like watersheds channeling rain, hidden rivers where light follows the pull, not the cause. Our instruments are vows in metal, patient promises to hear a whisper without mistaking it for the sound of our own breath. When light bends into arcs, it confesses the presence of mass. From those curves we weigh what the eye alone cannot reveal. Neutrinos pass through mountains as if they weren't there, carrying messages from violent hearts light would never survive to tell. Even space can shiver, and in that trembling it remembers its source, carrying the memory unchanged until it meets our waiting tools. Mathematics is our echo. Pose a question, follow its consequence outward, and let the night decide if the answer holds. Precision is a kind of tenderness, just a quarter turn, and a star a billion years away sharpens into honest clarity. Beneath city haze, a few stars persist, proof that wonder survives in narrow windows and grows wider with patient eyes. The map is never the territory, yet when the two align, confidence deepens and the invisible takes on a clear outline. Time is our canvas, expansion the brushstroke. Its recent quickening paints a future we are still learning how to read. Honesty is the method, naming what is measured, modeled, or imagined, so the story carries trust alongside its wonder. At the horizon, tomorrow's instruments wait in silhouette, ready to ask sharper questions and seek answers we've yet to imagine. Emptiness is not the absence of all things, but the stage that gives meaning to every presence, every movement, every pull. Some edges refuse light. Their shapes are known only by what they take away, teaching us through the silence they impose. With many messengers, the story completes, each voice refining the others, harmony replacing what might have been only rumor. We do not merely gaze outward, the universe gazes back through us, asking if we will recognize what it chooses to show. The beauty of the unseen is presence without spectacle, certainty earned through patience, and wonder that deepens when the lights stay low. Stay with us at First Light Science as we turn toward the universe's fate and look for the first signs of what comes next.